to another edition of Boat Market Radio, broadcasting live from West Palm Beach, Florida. And we've got something very hot here as a topic. Now, you ready for this? Who is best suited to lead boat and RV sales? Trump, Clinton, or the unknown factor? Before we get to our prediction, we're going to talk a little bit about current events that just played out today. Trump just laid out a 7-point plan for American workers. It seems to be very pro-growth, very pro-American, and looking out for America first. 7-point plan included strengthening our economy, making sure workers have stability, and just overall protection for our country. Very positive message today. If you have a chance to hear it, or if you heard it, you know what I'm referring to. If not, please check it out. And then on the flip side, Clinton, she's caught up in Benghazi, the report and the scandal that rocked our nation on 9/11 in 2012. That report wrapped up today, and they couldn't find the directives that Obama says he issued on that night. So there's no evidence of that, and Clinton was fully responsible for that as Secretary of State. So those are two of the things here that are basically happening right now, trending live. But one thing that we must consider first, above Clinton or Trump, is our liberty and our freedoms. Now, what I want you to do is reflect and ask yourself, do you have more or less opportunity, and do you have more or less liberty as compared to 2008? We can go far back as 1992. We can go back into the 80s. I feel those years they're relevant, but they're not related to this topic and what's actually transpiring in our country at the moment. I feel 2008 is a good starting point, and I hope a lot of you do agree with me. So another question that I want you to ask yourself, if you're a parent, if you have children in school, you need to ask them, can they read and write cursive? That'll speak volumes, in my opinion. If you can't read and write cursive, ask them to sign a document. Ask them to sign their name, their full name, in cursive. Ask them to read an old document that was written in cursive. If you've got some of grandpa's or grandma's letters laying around, open them up and show them what beautiful cursive writing involves, and ask them to read it. Okay, another thing that's coming up right now is the stock market. Brexit. We kind of pinned that one accurately. A couple polls were released prior to that, and one was a small poll that showed it 52 to 48 as Remain. Now, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, they were heavily involved in the Remain campaign. And the other poll that was released was done with over 10,000 polling, and that showed it just the opposite way of 52 to 48 leave. And actually, that was an accurate poll. But again, a much larger polling group of 10,000 or 10,000 plus as compared to the much smaller group and probably an isolated group that was strictly for Remain. So the stock market went down, got hit a little bit hard. And a lot of the times most of the stuff is actually it's factored into some of the prices. Most of the time. A lot of the traders, they got caught off guard. I had long conversations on both sides. I was prepared, and I explained to people why I was prepared for them to leave. So I got that one correct. And again, I found a lot of other people scrambling and trying to cover. So if you have any experience with the Wall Street or anything like that, you'll understand what I'm saying. When things start to drop rapidly, you can't catch a falling knife. So that's right there. We got a couple of things going on there. And the stock market, Wall Street, now Clinton, she's going to be trying to bash. Sanders was bashing Wall Street, but yet all their money's tied up in Wall Street, either in 401ks or IRAs or individual stocks or bonds or mutual funds. And that's what they use to retire on. That's why they don't pay a high tax rate. It's because they are involved with the stock market. So it's catch-22, a little hypocrisy going on there. I do not believe Donald Trump is in the stock market. I believe he is out of it. I can't confirm that fully with you right now, but I believe he is not involved with that, heavily involved in real estate. So another thing that we want to also look at here is the number of terrorist attacks that have occurred since 2008 on American soil. And we've got a couple of big ones that I want you to all reflect back on. And then let's reflect back on the economy as a whole. When you go shopping, what do you see in the consumers' baskets? Necessity items or luxury goods? If you live in a very, very wealthy neighborhood, you're probably looking at both. And if you're the average American, you're probably looking at necessity with the occasional shopper purchasing the luxury good. I just had a couple of recent conversations with some boat owners. And they are pretty angry and upset about the international buyers trying to come in and steal boats. Well, when they say steal boats, that's try to get them below their market value or well below the market value. And that's going with RVs as well. And what they're seeing is that they want to take them here at a steal and then profit from them back home. And a lot of these guys are stating that, Americans just don't have the liquidity or the backup of funds to lay out cash, and they're relying on financing. And sometimes when you do financing like an FHA home loan, you put down a very small percentage, 3.5%, but then there's an appraisal on the house. Now a cash buyer can just come in and say, bang, boom, I don't need the appraisal, I want the house, here's your asking price or close to asking. But on FHA, if it is asked at a certain level, an appraiser has to come in and justify that loan. And so some of those transactions may expire or may not close due to that reason. So we got a little bit of frustration. We got a lot of chatter going on, a lot of heated stuff going on here. The police officers were acquitted on the Freddie Gray case, were the ones that have gone to trial for those guys there. And we're talking about now who's going to be best to lead the boat and RV markets going forward. So we've got pro-growth, pro-America, pro-business, minimizing regulations, minimizing taxes, and that's Donald Trump. And he also wants to support and expand aluminum and coal, fossil fuels, and use and build and develop all of our own rights that we have here. So if we've got some hidden oil or gems or minerals or rights or anything that can help us with energy, we're going to expand, explore, and utilize that. And that should help the consumer with cost and make life easier. On the flip side of that, Clinton, she wants to wipe out the coal and rely on other types of energy that are unproven and are definitely going to drive up the price of our electric and gas bills. So if you live in a cold state, your heating bills are going up. If you live in a hot state, your air conditioning bills are going up. And when that happens, food prices are going to rise. When food prices rise, now we're all affected. And people on Social Security, they're affected by the Consumer Price Index or the CPI. So they probably haven't seen too much of an adjustment there because the CPI hasn't increased that much here because of what the Fed is doing here with Q1, QE2, and QE3, and who knows how many other times. And with Brexit, I believe they're going to be forced to keep interest rates where they're at now. There's a lot of chatter about negative interest rates. That means that you have to pay the government to put money into the banks. And that's taking place overseas in some markets. Not a good thing. Another thing they want to do is if they can't raise taxes, and that's a big thing that Clinton's going to do. She wants to raise taxes. She says she wants to raise taxes on just the 1%, We all know that's an impossibility. They pay taxes, they hire a lot, they grow, they expand, they buy the machinery, the products, and they live a very nice lifestyle. They've also developed a certain entity or a product, or they've even created a new market. Then they hire people. So my hat's off to anyone who can do that. I really admire people like that. So I believe they should be paying a very low tax rate. I believe also, all people should be paying taxes. Everyone should be paying taxes, not just 48% or 51%. Everyone should be paying something. So Clinton does not want that to happen. She wants to shelter many, many individuals on that. And I believe that Trump is going to want to have most people pay taxes. There may be some circumstance on that, but again, that's just my opinion, and we'll just leave it there. So again, we're talking about who's best suited, excuse me, for boat and RV sales. And we've got the X factor. And we've got open and free markets. We've got taxes, we've got immigration, we've got terrorist attacks happening here and overseas, we've got scandals, illegal activities, lawsuits, we've got books being written under fact or as eyewitness accounts, we've got reputation, and probably most important, actual time worked in the field managing money or being at the helm of a company or starting your company or being actively involved in business transactions, not donations. So we have Trump, who's been actively involved in real estate and building, developing, and Clinton, who I don't believe has worked. There may be some time in her life many, many, many moons ago that she may have had some type of a job. But Donald Trump is working every day. He employs thousands of people. And I believe the bulk of Hillary Clinton's money came from the Clinton Foundation and donations and speeches. So there's a lot of controversy there. Again, we're trying to find out who's best suited to drive the economy forward so the American consumer can live a better life, purchase a boat or an RV, travel, have the weekend fun if they want, without being poor. We don't want to be house poor, boat poor, RV poor, or anything else type of related poor. So right now, if we're doing a calculation, I think Trump has a good lead here on that. We talk about regulations, and currently regulations are just strangling small business under Obama. They have been for the last 7 years. Now, on the campaign trail, Clinton is saying just how bad the economy really is, and she wants to get it going again. Well, she's been part of the past 7 years of the economy going down. So again, she's trying to justify her negativity and her lack of accomplishments on either an economical or a financial standpoint, where Trump has been involved in both markets, up and down, still kept his wealth, he's still growing and expanding. And he's not really relying on too much donations as compared to the Democrat Party, who is funding, and Wall Street, who is funding Clinton heavily on this, along with Hollywood. So that's entirely up to them. Again, we're talking about who's best suited for boat and RV sales, Clinton, Trump, or the X factor. If we look at regulations, we've got to talk also about propaganda, $15 an hour for working at McDonald's. We've got to talk about Obamacare. We've got to talk about gas prices. We've got to talk about entities. And we've got to talk about the Chinese markets. We've got to talk about email servers. There's a whole host of things to talk about there. So you have to imagine if willing to pay a McDonald's person asking you if you would like to have a Big Mac with French fries, or I think they've got the 24/7 breakfast menu now, or hash browns. Are we willing to pay them $15 an hour? And what's the price going to be for an emergency nurse or a respiratory therapist? Or how about someone else who works in that field, whether it be an x-ray technician, a medical assistant? Or how about someone who designs marketing or designs clothing? and they come into the workforce. So the $15 an hour, what that's going to do, and what Clinton is heavily supportive of this, verbally, deep down inside, you have to know that the way she thinks is that higher minimum wage is going to create better jobs and higher paying jobs along the way, and it's actually just the opposite. The minimum wage job is for entry-level people coming into the workforce or for retirees who want to supplement their income and be around people, feel productive, and still make a contribution. And on the flip side of that, the younger people are gaining valuable experience, learning about how the economy and business works, working on that first promotion, and then bumping up from whatever the minimum wage in your state may be. You can start with $7.25 and go to $7.50, $8, and then you can branch out from there, $10, $11. Once again, who's best suited for boat and RV sales? Trump, Clinton, or the X Factor? Now here in Florida, we've got the capital of boats and RVs, both East and West Coast. Phenomenal part about Florida, you can actually see the sunrise and sunset in the same day. I've done it. It's a wonderful thing to do. It takes a full day. It's about a 300-plus mile round trip to do it. But you can see a sunrise and a sunset. But we've got the RVs and the boats and yachts in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, West Palm Beach, and in Tampa, the RVs. Just had a nice boat show here. West Palm Beach, a lot of those small dealers were out there with their boats. Small crowd came out. Had a look around, the strictly brand new boats for sale. Rather interesting. We got a big one coming up here in Orlando. Then we've got the Miami and Fort Lauderdale and the West Palm Beach outdoor boat shows. We'll be broadcasting live from. Now, I want you, don't forget to pick up your Gaia Incorporated, makers of Evolve marine products. They've got Glass Cleaner and Grease Extreme. You can find these products at Walmart and Kmart. Look on the shelf for Evolve. Absolutely fantastic product. Give them a call there in Fort Lauderdale. Give us a buzz here. We can give you some more information about that. So that's what's taking place here today. We've got the big Trump speech. The Benghazi report came out. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the Americans to buy the boats and RVs and not the international buyers. It's almost like the housing market. A lot of international buyers, if you watch a lot of the $1 million listing programs, a lot of that's international buyers coming over here with some of their money, gobbling up the nice properties, paying $25 million cash. I mean, that's just awesome. We're trying to get this back here to where the American can have the beautiful weekend, the vacations, the travel. Now, under Clinton, you have to remember that fossil fuels, that's gasoline, that's oil. That's all those important things that also make the perfumes and a lot of other products. She wants to minimize that, tax that, or just regulate it to death. And that is going to make life very difficult. Imagine not having cars or trucks or vans or buses. And that's going to affect boats and yachts and sea-doos and RVs, fifth wheels. Anything that moves needs a fossil fuel. I think fossil fuel is a fantastic thing, just like when Ford introduced a production line, revolutionized product making. Over here on Palm Beach, is just a stone's throw away from where I'm broadcasting from you right now. I mean, you've got some of those people in those homes that are still there. Flagler Museum is there and all the history about that. That guy is the one who truly built America, built Florida. But he was there with the Rockefellers on Standard Oil and started that in the back of a truck. And it expanded and expanded. He was able to ship that and market that throughout the country and became very, very wealthy. And he ended up building the hotels and the resorts and the train system here in Florida. Fantastic, phenomenal story of Flagler. And of course, he was there with Rockefeller. If you do a lot of research, you'll find that Rockefeller gets some of the credit, but actually it was Flagler's brains that took over, and it was his brains that actually developed Standard Oil on everything else. So we're back to the middle class here, and who's going to be best suited to lead boat and RV sales, Trump, Clinton, or the unknown factor, the X factor? Now, the X factor, here's the X factor. The X factor is boatmarkettv.com. That's the X factor. And our prediction is that boatmarkettv.com is going to outperform Trump or Clinton. And I'll tell you why. Because not only are we a listing portal, we're more than a listing portal. Okay, we feature BMTV Live, and that's our infomercial. And we stream live. So we create sales infomercials and we stream live. We have a showing assist for boat, yacht, and RV owners where we show your boat, RV, or yacht for you. We do not charge a commission. We charge a flat rate fee for that based upon a contract and a number of showings. We agree to that, and we check it off every time we come out and show you, and we help move that. And, of course, we've got Boat Market Radio app, which you're listening to live right now. So that is going to be the future. We are going to outperform Trump or Clinton. And we are energized and we are ready to go. The feedback has been phenomenal. We're talking to a lot of people here in the Florida area. Very positive. Now, for one listing, it's $19. 3 listings is $49. And 10 listings is $99. Everything is video compatible. Every listing gets free Boat Market Radio app time. Boat Market Radio time. You'll never miss an ad. Your ad will be heard depending on what listing you're buying. Will depend on the exposure you're going to get. So who's best suited to lead boat and RV sales? Trump, Clinton, or the X Factor? The X Factor is boatmarkettv.com. That's our prediction. We're going to outperform Trump or Clinton on any of these aspects. $19, $49, $99. Our sponsors are growing. You give Carl's Cars a call. He's in Boynton Beach. He'd be more than happy to hook you up with a used RV. I believe he still has some beautiful used cars on his showroom. And that's carlscars.com. Boynton Beach, Florida. Give Carl a call. Let them know that Rich from Boat Market Radio sent you over. Be more than happy to give you a great deal on anything he has there in his inventory. Gaia Incorporated, makers of Evolve cleaning products. I've used them all, guys, and they're fantastic products. The glass and windows, phenomenal. Now, the beauty of these products is it takes all the elbow grease out of your way. When you spray the glass and window cleaner, you don't just spray it and immediately wipe it off. You spray it, you let it sit, and this product, I believe it has a patent, I'm not sure how many patents it has on it, it starts to break everything down, and when you wipe it, it is clean. Same thing with the marine products. Absolutely fantastic. So there we have a Gaia Incorporated, and now we've got Carl's Cars. One's based in Fort Lauderdale. That's a Gaia Incorporated, and Carl's Cars in Boynton Beach, Florida. 2 fantastic new acquaintances, new businesses being broadcast live here on Boat Market Radio. So there we have it on a breakdown. Who's best to lead boat and RV sales, Trump, Clinton, or the X Factor? The conclusion is Boat Market TV. The X Factor is boatmarkettv.com. Check out the site. Start putting up your boats, your RVs, your Sea-Doos, your watercraft. It's all video applicable with pictures, a description. The listing is phenomenal. It rivals the best broker site in the world, and we are on their heels. So I'm coming to you live from West Palm Beach, Florida. This is Boat Market Radio. If you have any questions, give us a call, 331-234-7424. Look for our cars around the local area. If you see one, honk, give us a ring, stop us, ask some questions. If you see us at one of the boat shows, come up, ask us some questions, find out more about what we're doing. Be more than happy to do that for you. And we are out to outperform Trump and Clinton. I'm Rich Lewis Jr. This is Boat Market Radio.